wasn't anything that you looked over like, I don't know. I just want to get into it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'll start talking.
I'll put it.
Whenever I talk to you, I like plan on saying we talk like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
About everything and nothing.
That's what I like.
That might happen here. So we may have an outline, but we'll see.
All right. Well, that's exactly what the show's about anyway. So.
Hell yeah.
Anyways, okay. 6 o'clock. I think that's time. Welcome to Ruix 2.0. I'm your host, John Eagle, as always, and it's not my birthday yet, but it's my birthday month, and if you know me at all, then you know that I'm a huge birthday diva, so you're going to, want to tell me happy birthday as soon as you see me. And it's hot as fuck out, and let's get into this. My guest today is, I'm excited about this, one Jason Henkel. How are you, buddy?
Doing well, doing
Good
well.
to see you, man.
Hello.
Thanks for doing it. He owns Hollywood, and local musician, graphic designer, what else? Troubadour. What else? Just all around good guy.
Thank you.
I think how long have we known each other? About
13. Well, so I've known you before you knew me.
Okay, you've said this to me
Wild
before.
Animal Days that was really influential for me because I played in a band when I was younger, and then didn't play for a period when I started working and things. Okay. And then I saw you guys play, and I was like, "Fuck, I need to be in a band again."
Oh wow. Okay, so 06, 07, something like that. Okay. Well, thanks, man. That means a lot. I don't really talk to Phil, my ex-bandmate, anymore. He's gone all EDM, and I don't even recognize the guy anymore. If you want to want the truth, but I hope he's doing well. He seems to be successful, and I don't know. One
all
day
EDM, like music-wise, like that's his jam.
EDM,
now?
yeah, exactly.
That transition always blows my mind. Can I curse on this? Sorry.
You can.
Okay.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because there's so
Get
many
right
people.
Onto it,
okay.
okay.
Cool. Yeah, there's so many people. I grew up playing music or into music, and then I just can't latch on to that whole electronic side of things fully and let everything else go. It's great. I appreciate it. I enjoy it from time to time.
Likewise. Yeah.
But some people, it becomes like a way of life.
Yeah, I don't quite get it. Yeah. And I don't even want to get into it, but no, I mean we can get into it, but I don't want to get into how I feel about his music because he was a friend of mine and it's not positive. Yeah. But whatever. He's not going to listen to this, so it doesn't matter. But hey,
this is the one he finds on YouTube and
exactly.
What's John up to
see
these
what
days?
John's doing.
And we're just talking
really
about him
don't care for
the first 10 minutes.
No, but that was a fun band. I always loved doing it, and maybe one day we'll do it again. I don't know. We were just talking before we started the mics up. We were just talking about Jerome's house a couple weeks ago, a month ago or whatever, and he brought up the same thing. He's like, "Yeah, Wild Animals, man. You guys should get back together." I was like, "Yeah, you never know." I think he's just in Madison, so
he's not far.
It's not out of the out of the question. Anyway, so so 13, 14 years we've sort of at least ran in similar circles, hung out when we can.
Yep.
You're in the music community, obviously. Tell me first of all, tell me just about your upbringing. You're from Dubuque originally, yeah?
Yeah, so I was born and raised right here in Dubuque. I went to grade school, high school, college here in Dubuque. Got my first full-time job here in Dubuque and decided that, hey, I need to get out of here. Mm-hmm. So I got a job out of college. I worked it for 18 months. I sat at a desk. I worked for Cooper Management. Those of you out there that really know what that is, the old Bricktown Entertainment Complex. I was their marketing manager, so I did all their artwork, menu designs, all that stuff. They own 4 different restaurants.
Oh, right.
Bricktown was the one that everyone knew, and those bars downstairs. So we did all that stuff.
Arenell, one of them.
Yeah. Hey, that's right. Hell yeah.
Current owner
Kimchi
here.
Bloody Marys, dude. Best ones ever. Best ones ever.
That was all me, by the way.
Oh,
yeah,
I know.
Thank you.
They were amazing. Amazing.
Oh, appreciate that.
So I remember my third week putting notches for every hour of the day that passed on my little notepad. And I was like, man, this is supposed to be my life, after school. This is not for me. I'm not a desk job kind of guy. I'd always loved BMX. I raced BMX. I raced motocross. I wasn't terrible at it. And so I had some friends that lived in the Southwest. So I was like, all right, sweet. I'll go on a vacation for like a month, check it out. I went, and I didn't come back for a while. So, you know, I was able to like get some help from some bike companies, do some stuff down there. And like that's the story of leaving Dubuque.
And how long are you gone initially?
So I would come home for the summers usually.
Right.
Because I really didn't work. I really didn't work. I was there, I don't know, like 3-4 years, kind of on and off. I went to a couple different places. I was in Chicago for a year. Shout out to Elliot Zelinskis. We shared a dorm in DeVry, even though I wasn't a student there, which was a whole other story. We could get into another time,
and
which is great.
Recently back in Dubuque.
Yes, dude.
Elliot.
Yeah.
Nice to see him again.
Yeah. Hell yeah. I kind of bounced around a little bit, and then came back to Dubuque. My grandpa was falling ill, came to take care of him, and I also met a girl, and so that's what brought me back here.
Yep.
And so came back here and started doing like freelance stuff, rode and traveled when I could. And from there, I kind of started my like graphic design marketing business, which I still operate today. And then my sister and I have like a little income property business where we have a couple short-term rentals. So we kind of slowly let that build.
Okay.
And then
that I didn't know about.
Yeah.
We'll come back to that.
Yeah, that's a fun one. That's a fun one.
Okay.
Bartending ties into that one in a big way, which is cool.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. And so then like, I mean, my life has always been the same. Like, had kids, which has been great, which has been actually like life-changing. I was envisioning myself settling down, but the parenting thing like kind of forced me to be immature again, like to be on my kids' level, like especially like Ava. So I have a 21-year-old stepdaughter who changed my life. Like I was like starting to settle down, and then I came into her life when she was 6, and that 7-8-year-old age when she was like starting to push the boundaries. It was just like this shot of like youth back in my life, and I had like kind of stopped riding my bike at that time, but her curiosity and like desire to push the boundaries like made me find BMX through that again.
Really?
And then we had Via, our youngest daughter who's 12 now, but then she was super into bikes, so that really like springboarded me back into BMX, and then and I always played a little bit of music, but those two like really go hand in hand, like the creative form and expression and the way that you do them, like where like the element of style and how that fits into it. Like you can teach a machine to strum every guitar chord perfectly, but a great guitar player will do it better. And what is that like missing element that a great guitar player has that like a machine can't do perfectly? Like same thing on a BMX bike. You can be a robot and fire out all the tricks, but a great rider will do it that much better. So that like extra element is something that like I seek out and crave. So those two like go hand in hand. So the more I rode, the more I started to play again.
Okay.
And so that kind of brings me to like where I'm at today, like those two being my passions.
Yeah.
And then about a year ago, I had the opportunity to get more involved with Hollywood Action Sports, and I was in a good space with like work life and things like that. So I took that on and was able to back off on some other stuff. And it's been a ton of work. It's been super fun though.
Oh man, it sounds it. And obviously your wife is a former guest on this show, the old version, the audio only version, so Christina, people know her, and the band you're in now.
Yeah.
What is?
So right now I play in a band called Dick Hubert. I am super lucky. So I'm not a great musician. I just really love it.
Oh, come on.
And like
That's not true.
I'm like musically wise, though I'm not. I just like love it and pour my heart into it.
Yeah.
And I'm so lucky to play with Zach. And so Zach Headley plays lead guitar. DJ Martin plays bass and vocals. And those two, like, they're super talented. They're so good at what they do. They play so well together. Oh, my God. I'm so lucky to play with them. Just because, so I have, like, it's huge imposter syndrome in almost everything I do. And those two, like, are so good for me because we'll go to band practice and we'll just kind of be jamming through stuff. And they're playing so beyond me. And I'll just lay down a basic groove. And they just pick it up. And I like the insecurity kind of sets in a little bit sometimes when I'm behind the kit. But they're so good at, like, at what they do. And they hear the music for what it is.
Yeah.
And, it just, they're Yeah, they're amazing.
Man,
Amazing
okay.
people, amazing musicians.
So I completely disagree about the about you, being not a great musician. I think you bring up the backbone of that band like amazingly. By the way,
Well, so
don't mind me saying.
it's not talent to hit the drums hard. Like that's all I got.
Okay, well,
That's all I got. That's not giftedness.
No, there's more to it than that. You're selling
you.
yourself short.
Thank you.
And I think you know that, but yeah, man, that's a fun band, and I always love watching you play too. But I'm curious, like, because our friendship is a little bit it started fairly recently, I guess. So I'm curious, like, what bands, like, were there any other bands, like, kind of in your in your past that,
So my great-grandfather played guitar. He was the head greenskeeper at Lacoma, played guitar in the clubhouse at night.
Okay.
And he continued.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he was able to travel around and play guitar once he was done there. Yeah, he was awesome. Joe Chevalier is his name. He's my grandma's mom on my dad's side. And then my dad played drums in a band called Krypton when he was in high school, and he continued, like, that was his, like, original band. He played in a couple other bands. He had kids, didn't really play a whole lot. Then once we got to be older, he played in a bunch of cover bands. He was in the Eddie Haskell band, Madhouse, like a bunch of, like,
Eddie Haskell
shitty,
band? I
yeah.
love that name.
Oh yeah,
That's
dude,
great.
a bunch of shitty cover bands.
Yeah.
But I mean, when we got a drum kit. So we grew up racing motocross together. He got hurt, and so
Your dad did?
Yeah, while he was
okay.
healing up, he got a drum kit just to, like, pass time. And so I learned to play the drums. My sister learned to play the drums at that time. We never really played in a band like this. I think I was probably 15 when we got our first drum kit, and he instantly, like, joined a band. So, like, he's gone every Friday and Saturday. Anytime we could go watch, we would. He'd always let me get up and play a song, and I would always play. Fuck, this is embarrassing, but I would always play All the Small Things by Blink-182 because that was one of the covers in their set, and it was
great.
something that I knew. And it was easy to get through without fucking up, without, like, a rehearsal. So,
Sure,
like,
yeah.
And people would sing along, which was cool. Which the ego in me, like, just fucking loved that. Like, being like a 16,
Watching
17-year-old
that
kid.
happen,
Oh, dude, it was amazing.
yeah.
It was amazing.
Especially at 15.
Yeah,
like,
it was
you kidding
great.
Me?
Yeah. So, like, that was the extent of me, like, playing the drums. And I just kind of fucked around at home and, like, had fun. Yeah, I mean, that's what got me into drums. And I played with Jason Fote and Brendan Hagen, who are, like, Galena, East Dubuque Galena musicians. They're, like, around 40, 41 now. I haven't seen either one in a couple years. I think they live, like, Madison and Minnesota and Minneapolis right now.
So that would have been technically your first band?
That was my first band, and it was, like, really organically formed. Like, they were asked to, we went to Wallert, and they were asked to play at, like, the freshman renewal when we were, like, juniors. And they told them they could play whatever they wanted. And this is, like, a Catholic high school. You can play whatever you want. So Brandon is like, all right, what are we going to play? So he's like, well, we need something, like, to slip below the radar. So they picked Shine by Collective Soul, which, like, aligns with everything.
It's pretty safe, yeah.
Yeah. Then he's like, dude, we'll play Seek and Destroy and Master of Puppets. So we picked two like, an old Metallica song and, like, a newer Metallica song.
Yeah.
Or he picked those, and then they played in a band with, I think it was Joe Seamer. I think he was the drummer of that band, who's an amazing line drummer. Next level, like, line drummer.
I don't know.
He's a Dubuque native. I don't know where he's at now. But I don't know what the deal was. I don't know if he didn't want to play those or if he couldn't. It's probably that he didn't want to. Yeah. But then that's how they started playing with me, and that was my first band.
Oh, man, that's awesome. And what are we talking? What year?
This was 2001.
Oh, early.
Yeah.
Okay, early
so
2000.
This was 25 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was like 15, 16, 17, somewhere around there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so when, and correct me if I'm wrong, I sort of remember, like, first maybe running into you and, like, some of the dudes you hung out with, like, during, like, the early 2000s, Lift All Ages shows.
Yep.
Is that?
Oh, yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, some of the, like, Gunpoint Crush and, like.
Yep. Yeah, I was one of the drummers in Gunpoint Crush.
Okay, I was going to say, I thought you were.
I had like me and, like, a whole laundry list of other people, but yeah, it was super fun.
Yeah. Okay. So in that era, like, because I worked the door on a lot of those shows, and I feel like I saw a lot of bands come and go, from both afar, and just Dubuque bands form for one show, and then like I was in a couple of those bands.
Oh, I remember. That might have been where I saw Wild Animals the first time. Actually,
Yeah, that
wasn't an
could
all-ages
be.
show.
Yeah, that definitely could be, because I was at the time I think we started in like 07, and I would have been just starting maybe Old Panther too at the same time, with Bob and Aaron and
Yep.
Dave Hansen,
Yep.
Jonn Rolling.
It's a great band.
So yeah,
Great band.
thanks. Yeah, I do miss that band sometimes, but
So
what other bands?
yeah, so I do. So those all ages shows, there were two groups that I remember hearing, and one of these wasn't the Lift. It was one of the CDs for Change all ages shows. Remember when they used to do those?
Yeah, absolutely.
So
I
do you
had
remember
to work them many times.
Okay, we probably met back then.
That's probably true. Yeah.
So do you remember
So like
Hot Carl?
03, 02,
Yeah.
something like that. The downtown one?
Yep,
Yeah,
downtown one.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember going to see Hot Carl and the Soviets.
Oh, I was totally at that show. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
That was
dude.
the first time I ever heard the Soviets, and I've seen them so many times.
Me
since
too.
then.
Yeah,
Oh,
they're great.
yeah.
They're so fucking good.
So amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Hot Carl. I mean, Justin, the head of that band, was one of my best friends still.
Dude, I don't have that CD anymore. I don't have it. Ryan Werner uploaded it to YouTube.
Yes,
and
I gave him that copy to upload. Yeah,
a lot of those views are me, because when I'm at work, I put that on, and it is just, dude, it's like so much nostalgia. Like, I love that band.
It's Popcorn Shrimp, right?
Yep.
Popcorn Shrimp's
Popcorn
on sale.
Shrimp's on sale. Oh yeah, that album, like the black and white cover artwork with that illustration.
Yeah,
like, so this is before
Victor Cairo artwork.
Yeah, so this was before. I've told him about this too, but this is before I was I was in high school, maybe a junior. Maybe senior, maybe a little bit later, but when that show happened, and I bought a T-shirt and I bought that album, and I was always into art. I would always illustrate stuff. I had no intentions of going into any type of art. I was like, I'll just go into business or something.
Right.
And then that album artwork, because it was one color, because it was like white background with just black illustrations.
Yeah.
It made it so accessible to me. I was like, dude, I think I could do that. And I started thinking, man, it'd be fun to do merch. And so I did a project for like a marketing class, which is just like a gen ed requirement.
Right.
We had to create a product. And so I created like a merch line, and we had like a CD and stuff. And it was illustrations, just like I modeled it after what Victor did for Hot Carl.
Yeah.
And that class is the
that's so
reason I went to school for graphic design. I switched majors and did that because of that album.
Oh man, that's cool. And you said you've talked to Victor about that too.
I've mentioned it to him.
That's awesome. That's so awesome. I'm sure he loves hearing that kind of stuff too. He was the very first guest that we ever had on the Ruix podcast. It was back in the the very very first one.
Yeah. Go listen in the archives. I will. I will too.
Yeah, those shows were important to me too. I lived in Iowa City from the late 90s up until about 2002, 2003. And that's when Grain Belt started. And that's when we started doing all those shows at CDs for Change. And then they moved to the Lift and, various places, Boulevard Joe's.
Yeah, Boulevard Joe, man.
Yeah, you remember
Heavenly
those?
States at Boulevard Joe's?
Heavenly States, yeah.
Dude. Good shows, yeah.
Yeah.
That was
and
a
then
fun
just
venue.
wherever we could find places to do shows,
Yep.
It's
What
awesome.
was what was Adam Lux? International Waters.
yeah.
Man, that was a great band.
Also Rolling. And,
Great band.
Yeah,
Yep.
that was a great band.
Yeah, so much fun.
Sort of became the Tanks after a while.
Yep.
Yeah. Man, I knew for sure that you were at some of those shows, but
that was I ride my bike all day, and I think I bus tables at a restaurant or something.
Yeah.
At night, and then I go to shows.
But besides Gunpoint Crush, you weren't in any of those bands there that
no,
open shows?
Well, we had a band. We played Boulevard Joe's, and we played an all ages show at the Lift. I don't even remember what it was. It was Ronnie Volkert, Josh Gansmer, Steve Willems was in there a little bit. I don't remember what the name of our.
I don't
honestly
even know those names. Honestly, are
no,
those
dude,
guys
they're
still
yeah.
doing shit?
Gans is not. Ronnie still plays guitar, but he's a stay-at-home dad, holding it down, and does a bunch of They bought a barn, and he takes the barn wood out and makes artwork out of it and sells it. They live
wow.
The Northeast somewhere.
Okay.
So he has an artistic following, and then Steve. Steve. Yeah, not that anyone knows, but yeah, he's got a wild journey, man. He was the front desk services manager at the Ritz-Carlton on
Wow.
St. Thomas. Like, met Michael Jordan, did a bunch of wild shit. Like, kid from Dubuque, and now he lives in Rhode Island, just living the good life.
Hey, wow.
Yeah.
And
Wild
you
stuff.
were in a band with him.
Yeah.
And you don't remember the name.
I don't know, dude.
Are you lying to me?
No, I don't.
Was it
There
a
was
really
like
stupid
one.
name and that's
No,
why you're not
one
telling
was
me?
Ordinary Consumers. Yeah.
That vaguely sounds familiar.
Yeah. I don't. But Steve wasn't in that. I don't remember what I don't remember what we called it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's okay. I mean, there were so many, like I said, so many bands that came and went through
Yeah.
that time period, you know.
Yeah,
And it was just
super
fun to
fun.
see, you know. It was a thriving scene then, and, you know, Dubuque's music scene kind of does do that. It ebbs and flows, but it always kind of, you know, flourishes.
Hell yeah.
Which I love, you know. And that, when did Dick Hubert start? While we're on the subject of music, we'll just keep talking about it.
Like, Zach and I started playing together around then. I think we like went to like a Julian show or like an Echo 3 show or something like,
Okay.
and I'd gone to all those shows with Zach and
Yeah.
Justin Talkie, and the three of us really like wanted to start a band, and Zach played and just hadn't started playing yet. And so Zach and I just kind of started jamming occasionally, and then we
Yeah.
ended up living together in a house. So it was normal that we'd play music together. So we had a couple originals we'd fuck around with. That was before I like moved away and went to Arizona, because then we like quit playing, and then we only started playing together again, like with Dick Hubert.
Okay.
He had met DJ. DJ was bartending at Monk's, and they were like, "Yo, we should get together and play music. We need a drummer." And Zach's like, "I might know a guy." And fortunately, that was me.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yep.
And okay, maybe I'm getting my timeline mixed up because I was gone for so long. But you know, like I seem to remember coming back from Colorado and like visiting, and just happening upon a Dick Hubert show and meeting DJ just because I like to go to Monk's and, you know, hang out when I was back, and I didn't know him before that. And all of a sudden, like, you know, two of my buddies are in this band with him, and I'm like, oh, wow, this is, and it's a rad band too. Like, so like, would it have been like around like, I guess I don't know. I don't need to be hung up on.
Yeah, no, I think like 2018, 2017.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
been, dude.
That's what it
honestly,
seems
it's
like.
been a while.
Yeah.
We should have way more done for as long as it's been. Like, it's unreal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have records out?
No, so we do not. We have some stuff loosely recorded.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna polish it up and do some like formal recordings and master some stuff and have an album out.
Okay. Sweet. Anything on Bandcamp demos or anything?
Nothing.
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 Really?
There's a couple YouTube videos that bands we've played with have put out there, but that's
Mm-hmm.
it. Yeah, we've put way too little work into this.
Well, I mean, sometimes it's just fun to have,
Yeah.
you know, a creative outlet to like not take
Yeah.
you seriously too. But there's
Yeah.
T-shirts and stuff, aren't there?
Yeah, we made
Yeah, I
merch
was
a
gonna
couple
say,
times.
there's merch, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, the merch, yeah, we got motivated for about a month and did some T-shirts, and then
Yep.
decided, all right, we need to make merch to get money for the album.
Mm-hmm.
And so then we sold all the merch and had money, and then spent it all at the bar. Probably is what happened to it.
Way she goes.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
Okay, and so tell me this. I heard, and I could have asked DJ myself. I saw him literally 2 days ago, but I didn't think of it. I heard that he might step down.
Well, so you can't. Like, he is the band. He won't step down.
Okay.
Like, yeah, like there's. I mean,
Should
there
I not have brought it up?
No, that's
like
no,
live
that's
on the
great.
air? Okay,
no,
good.
like, I mean, if we are playing a show,
Mm-hmm.
everyone should go because there's not many left.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm demanding that we record an album because this has been like such a sunny spot in my life.
Mm-hmm.
I need that thing to hold on to. So like years down the road, I can listen to the stuff that we wrote and recorded, and it'll bring me back to this because playing with those guys has been such a joy.
Oh man, yeah. Okay. So, but you're thinking that there might be
Yeah.
a finish line in sight.
Yeah, well, I mean, we all have a lot going on, and DJ has like really next leveled up with just like family stuff.
Yeah.
And that's got to be priority.
Of course.
And
of
so,
course it does.
yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense. Well, yeah. I mean, you can do like a lot of Dubuque bands do, and just do reunion shows every couple of years.
Yeah, it's like
Legal Fingers.
it's the
do a
KISS
set.
formula.
It's the KISS formula.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what we do.
Every show is a
Yeah.
farewell show.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, we'll do a farewell tour. We'll do Motley Crue style and a couple farewell tours.
Oh man, I love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe one day Legal Fingers and Dick Hubert will open for one of the Motley Crue.
You know what I would? So I turned 40 in March, and it didn't pan out. But my plan was like 6 months in front of that was to hit you and Werner and Dave up and be like, "Yo, what's it gonna take to get your Kiss cover band to play at the Lift for my 40th birthday?"
Oh,
because that's like one of my greatest memories in my life. My sister and I and some other family were in town, and it was Christmas night, the last time I saw you guys play. And we're like, what do we do? I'll just go to the Lift. I didn't even know you guys were playing. We rolled in, and dude, my sister and I love Kiss. And you guys, full costume, such a great fucking set. The best people, so much fun. Yeah.
Dude, thank you
One of
so
my
much.
favorite shows of all time.
Oh, yeah.
Loved
one
it.
of mine, too. That was really, really fun. Dave actually wasn't in that band.
Really?
No, it was me,
Who was
Werner,
playing bass in it then?
this guy, Jim Meyer, who I was in.
Oh, I knew that. Shit,
Yeah,
that's right, that's
Jim,
right.
Jim and I were in a band together in high school and occasionally played together after that. And then Josh Delabella, who was also in Bull Dyke Rodeo with
amazing band.
with Ryan. Yeah,
amazing band.
Phenomenal band. I was the final drummer in that band, but we recorded a few things but never put anything out, which kind of sucks, but I don't know, whatever. But yeah, great band. I would totally do it again.
I would pay.
I'd 100% do that again.
I would pay for Kiss tickets. Like I would pay Kiss prices to see that at a venue here. It was so fun. You would even do like drum wise when you like Kiss has live albums. Their albums weren't great. They didn't get popular from those. They got popular from the Kiss Alive albums.
Oh, of course.
And Peter Criss, the drummer, would always play like signature stuff. Like before Cold Gin, he had like these little drum fills and shit.
Yep.
And you were doing that like the Alv album. And I just remember like hearing that, and my sister and I looked at each other like, "Fuck, this dude knows it." Like it was so good, so fucking funny.
Oh,
yeah.
Thanks, man.
Loved it.
Thanks.
Loved it.
Geez, now you.
I didn't mean, dude, I'm pretty much out.
I'm bashful.
If I disappear below the table, y'all know what's going on. Dude, I didn't mean to make this about you. I'm sorry.
No, not at all.
Sorry.
That's fine. Sometimes it comes back to me, and I don't mind talking about myself. Obviously, you know that. Yeah, I appreciate that. And yeah, that was a really fun time. And incidentally, the most amount of money I've ever made playing music.
the Kiss cover band?
Seriously, yeah. I think
That's amazing.
I think one show we made like $300 a member, or $200, something like that. I was like, Jesus Christ, that's really what Dubuque loves is covers.
Yeah.
And that's fine. At least we got to have fun and play Kiss songs. We all love Kiss, so.
The most money. So I left this out intentionally, but when I was in high school, my job when I was a junior and senior in high school, I played in a cover band with John Calderwood on bass and vocals and Steve Hamilton.
Okay.
You know either of those guys?
I don't think
older
so.
guys.
Calderwood sounds familiar.
Yeah, and we played a bar at least one time a weekend. We were a 3-piece. They charged $400 for a 4-hour set. We'd take one break. It was their PA, so they took $150 each. I got $100, but like $100 a weekend, and I'm 17, 18. I get to go to a bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
Totally,
Super fun.
Yeah, it's just how it is here. I don't know if it's still like that. Honestly, I haven't played music since I've been back, but it is what it is. Like people,
you should change that,
I remember
give the people what they want.
Okay, well, I'm easing into it, but I also remember trying to get so Jackal played in Wisconsin. What's that place? Sandy Hook.
Yep. Oh,
and
that's right.
I remember trying to get on that show with Legal Fingers, and
that would have been amazing.
the opening slot had already been taken. They're like, yeah, we got a. Honestly, I don't even remember the name of the band, but it was like a pretty prominent cover band in town. I'm like, seriously, they probably have like 5 Jackal songs in their set.
It was probably Menace. I think it was Menace.
It might have been Menace.
Yeah, I think I was at that show, and I remember not watching the cover band.
Yeah, I was at the show too. I love Jackal.
Yeah, me too. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see him at Thunderfest? Do you remember seeing Jackal at like Thunderfest? Is like early 90, like 92, 93, 94. They did it. So it was the
No.
And what is the boat ramp by or by Eagle Point Park?
It's not Hawthorne Street. Is that?
No, is it? I don't know. We should fucking know this too, shouldn't we?
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
By Bowling and Beyond.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
So they would do Thunderfest down there, which was like
that was called Thunderfest.
Like boat races, and then they'd always have shows at night. Like when I was like 8, I saw America there. I saw Kenny Loggins there.
Wow.
I saw, and Jackal was one of the bands.
No
Yeah.
shit. No, I
Oh, yeah.
missed that somehow.
They did, dude. Then from that, it turned into Summer's Last Blast, the initial one. I saw
Oh.
Edgar Winter there, and then someone else, some 80s band came back and played.
Okay,
But
cool.
yeah, Johnny Trash would always open up for those shows. They'd always pull Johnny Trash,
Yes,
and they'd have
okay.
to omit the cover songs for the band they were opening for.
Yeah. Yeah. See, and that's just that always seemed ridiculous to me. No, I didn't know it was called Thunderfest though. Yeah, I remember Summer's Last Blast.
Yep.
But holy shit, yeah, you saw Jackal like when it counted then.
Yeah. I was probably shouldn't have been there.
That's awesome though. What about do you just play drums? Do you play guitar? Do you play any other instruments?
Yeah, like when I was in high school, I learned like some acoustic guitar, and then like, so I still play that once in a while, but I don't know what the hell I'm doing. If
Yeah,
you've ever
same
seen,
here, man.
yeah,
Yeah.
I had some drugs and sat in on a show with the Shitty Ramones with Ben Boozy and Zach. I think it was at Jerome's, and I had no business being behind anything, and I felt like I was just fucking shredding though.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah,
don't.
of
There's a
course.
recording. Bobby Schramm has a recording of it somewhere, and it's not good.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's okay.
But yeah, my youngest daughter Via has been playing piano for like 6 years. So when I turned, I think it was 38, she started like showing me a thing or two, and so yeah, I know a little bit of piano. So I'm still learning with that one, but that's like it's such a good marriage with percussion because there's so much like just about keeping that rhythm.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah. I can mess around on the keys a little bit. I like fucking with synths and stuff like that. You know. And I can play guitar, but I'm not good either. Like a couple chords, that's about it. You know, I could probably play a Ramon song. Maybe I'll try sometime.
You should.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're next in line.
I would be in the Shitty Ramones, just like one of the special guests or whatever.
Yes.
Okay. Well, all right. We talked about music a lot, and we're probably going to come back to it because. Well, shit. Okay, so. Graphic design. You said, okay, you went to school for that, obviously.
Yeah, so like I went to school for that, and like music was a big piece of why I did it.
Yeah.
And like that's why I kept doing it. Like so I like
that Victor cover in the Hot
exactly.
Carl
Like
or
it was
whatever.
like the end goal was always like, dude, I want to do merch for a band. I think
Yeah.
that's what a lot of people like want to do, and then they end up making like signs for Mercy Hospital or some shit, or that's like
Right.
how it works. But yeah, so I started like I got a job as a graphic designer out of school, and then moved and didn't touch any like type of art stuff.
Yeah.
And then had a buddy that had a skate shop in Phoenix, Arizona, that he had just moved into the mall called Industrial. And so he needed a website. So I made a website. He had like a logo that wasn't like consistent everywhere. So I churched up his logo, built some brand standards for him that he could implement across everything. And yeah, it worked really well. And that was like my first like freelance client. And so then I picked up a couple more when I was there. And then when I moved back, I did I did an Arboretum brand for free, just donated it, and did a Minds of Spain brand for free and just donated it. And from those two, I like got a couple paying clients. And so that like became,
oh shit!
yeah,
I didn't know that.
that's like kind of how I springboarded into doing stuff. Cause like when I was living in Arizona, like I travel for bikes and stuff, but I like washed dishes at this place called Cornish Pasty, with like some of my best friends. And like, I still have like some of my best friends still like in Phoenix. And, my sister and I actually have a house there that we like rent out. So we have to go visit there once in a while. So, which is nice.
Yeah, that's cool.
So I came back, started doing freelance graphic design stuff. And yeah, that like had spurred into what like my full-time job is now during the day.
Okay. And how do I word this? Will you teach me to do it?
Oh, dude, it's so easy. You'd be better than me in a heartbeat.
Honestly,
you just
like-
need to know the software. But I will say, I don't mean to interrupt,
No.
but it's like the need for it is becoming less and less because there's so a big piece of what I do. There's a lot of small businesses out there that have to compete with the big box stores, that have to compete with Amazon. And dude, they have so many resources behind them to have a beautiful website and someone managing social platforms and all this stuff. It's really, as a business owner, it's really hard to keep up. If you know it, there are a ton of open source platforms out there to quickly and easily build consistent content and put stuff out there cheap quickly and easily. So like that's like what I do for my clients. I like set them up with a plan and be like, yo, try to implement it yourself.
Yeah.
Because it's free.
Okay.
Like manage your time, set aside 45 minutes every morning to do this piece of social. Then on Wednesdays, you update your website like this. Like, so like it's super easy because it's so expensive to pay someone to do it.
Right. Yeah. And I like, after graduating film school myself, like, I've run socials for like, record store or whatever, like that I worked for, things like that. Not run them, but like, helped out with, some of the things. I always thought like, if I had that skill, like graphic design, because I've made flyers before, but all of them.
Do you know what Canva is?
Canva?
Yeah. Yeah, dude. You could do anything you see anyone else do, like with Canva.
Really?
Like, yeah,
Okay.
like there's templates and stuff you load up. Like that's the number one tool. So actually, there's a new, like not really client, but so from the skate park, a girl that comes to our lessons and does our summer camps,
Yeah.
her mom just bought a business and we were
Okay.
talking about some stuff. And she's like, yeah, I don't know what to do for menus or this. And I was like, yo, use Canva. And she can make anything she wants out of it. And in about a week, all her stuff went from being pretty inconsistent to looking like polished with the logo, same color palette, same fonts, everything,
Really?
because she used Canva. And she has her template loaded in with all the fonts she uses, all the color palettes. Yeah, Canva's great.
Canva.
Yeah, and there's a bunch.
see.
That's like the easiest and most user-friendly one.
Mm-hmm.
It's not terribly expensive if you want like all the features. There's a free version of it as well.
Okay.
There's a ton of things out there like that too.
All right. I obviously
Yeah.
was sort of half kidding. I know that like, time's valuable, but I always wanted to like kind of know how to do it a little bit better.
Yeah. Dude, you can do the Gen Z thing and go find an AI website and just have them do it too.
That's
Like
true.
that's what everyone does. My 12-year-old just made a GoFundMe. Via made a GoFundMe, and all of a sudden I get this email requesting money to donate for this GoFundMe, and it's written so fucking professionally. I'm like, oh my God, who the fuck helped her out with this? And her and one of her friends, they're trying to put on like a play, and they're trying to raise $500. And I go and look, and there's $160 in the account already. And so I ask her friend, she's like, oh yeah, she used ChatGPT to write it. Yeah, just like AI all
it's
over.
so scary that
it is, dude.
everybody's
Yeah.
using that now.
Yeah,
I mean,
it is. It is.
Ugh.
Yeah, it takes the art out of it.
It really does. Yeah.
But it can't be crass. That's what I always look for. So when I see like companies, we're not talking about music, we're talking about like fucking marketing. But
Yeah,
like
that's okay.
Yeah, when you
part of it.
see like content out there
Mm-hmm.
that's like funny and intelligent, but a little bit crass, and it like pushes the right buttons.
Yeah.
Dude, that's a smart ass fucking person.
Yeah,
That's
you
fun.
know that it's
yeah,
written.
dude, that is not like that shit can't be faked or taught yet.
I refuse to use it to like write anything for
Yep.
me. Like, it's it just it also takes the fun out of it. I like writing though, so it's part of
Hell yeah.
Me. That's what I do. All right, man. How much time do we have? Oh, we're doing good. Talk about Hollywood, man. You opened that. Well, no, you didn't open it, but you bought it.
Casey Hinderman opened it in
Couple years ago, 2 years ago?
2016.
2016.
Is
Okay.
when that's when he
I know
opened
Casey.
it. Yeah.
Good guy.
Yeah, ran for a while. It was it was doing well. He just hit a point like owning a business is a lot. An indoor skate park doesn't pay the bills, so he had another job, and his son was getting older. Once your kids hit that 2-3-year-old mark, to be there is important. So he made the right choice,
Right.
and like family over like because that's his passion project. So he was gonna close it, and my daughter and I like went there all the time. And so it aligned right where we were in a position where we could buy it. And so my goal when we bought it was just to be like, all right, sweet. Like I'm just going to put a system in to make the business sustainable without me. And I'll just like monitor the system that's there. Just cause we have a really, really great like scene of skateboarders that work hard and they care so much about the purpose. A big part of that, like big thank you to Mike and Barb from Reality Check. Cause we wouldn't have the scene that we do without them and the groundwork they laid, at Reality Check, the old skate shop.
Of course.
Dude.
Absolutely.
Like they made everything we have, we owe to them and the effort they put in, which is sweet.
Yeah.
So I mean, that was my original intention. But yeah, that was like January of 2023. And then it got to be like April, and there were just so many kids that would come and we started, so there wasn't really a pro shop then. We started adding like the pro shop. So we sell like shoes, skateboards, BMX bikes, scooters, everything you need. So like it's a one-stop shop.
Yeah.
You buy everything that you drop little Timmy, Susie off. They buy their stuff. They can skate there. They can ride there, whatever. Like it's great. But there wasn't like, we were missing some points to get younger kids into it. It's really intimidating as a young kid. So we started doing like a kids hour on Sundays just for BMX only, because that's what I know.
Okay.
And then
So you don't skate really?
I don't really skate.
Okay.
I'm trying to learn. It's fucking brutal and terrifying. The skateboard's like glued to my feet, and every time I try to put my foot off of it, there it fucking is somehow, and it just like knocks me to my ass. So yeah,
I hear you.
it's brutal.
It is hard.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. Yeah, so like we started doing this BMX thing on Sunday, and then Izzy Meha had started She Skates in like 2016, 2017. And just to teach girls how to skateboard. Like it's a really like male dominated environment, and it's like filled with people being super passionate about something they care a lot about. And with that comes intensity, and that can be super intimidating for a beginner.
Yeah.
So she did that She Skates thing. So we've kind of inherited that from her. So we do that Tuesdays. That's going on right now at the park. It's girls only there's 2 skate parks inside our building. It's girls only at one of our parks. We have female instructors. Like it's awesome. It's one of our better attended events. So we started doing those 2, and we saw like the impact that we can have at the skate park versus just like making it fiscally responsible. So there's like sustain it so it stays. We don't want it to close. The people that go there need a place to skate in the winter, need a place to ride bikes and scooters in the winter.
Right.
So at that point I was able to restructure the business and be really impact oriented versus fiscally oriented. So we don't measure like in our bottom line anymore. We're like, all right, how can we make the biggest difference to this kid that comes in? Like this kid comes in first time on a skateboard, what are his struggles, rather than being like, how are we going to pay rent this month?
Yeah.
So when we shifted that and became really impact focused, the bills took care of themselves. We'd have a line waiting for us when we opened up, and all our programs filled up, which has been awesome.
Yeah.
And then like the testimonials from parents and from kids that we get, especially kids that are like marginalized or like the lower socioeconomic levels, like it's been so good to build the community around skateboarding, BMX, scootering. Yeah, it's been awesome.
Sure.
So from that, that's just like action sports. And that's only accessible to a small percentage. Dude, music is accessible to everyone. And so like with the Pulse program that happens here through the DAAC, like we saw the skate park as an avenue to have shows, especially for younger bands.
Yeah, and that was what I was going to bring up next.
And with the like big shout out and tons of gratitude for Hayes Noble for helping us get this started. Because our first couple shows, like he kind of, like I had wanted to do it, so I talked to him. I think he did a show at Monk's, like the St. Patrick's Day before he left.
Okay.
And I was like, yo, we want to do some shows at Hollywood. What do you think? He's like, dude, I'll put together your first show. So we threw together like a show of all bands that were high school age. We had Sorry Machine out of Madison. We had Sleepyhead out of Davenport, Hayes Noble, and then we had Cameron, who's a local high school kid, goes to senior. Decapitation is the band he goes by.
I know Cameron.
Yeah.
He works at CDs for Change.
Yeah, dude, great kid. So
yeah, he's cool.
So that was our first show, and I was like, yeah, dude, like that. Hollywood had shows with Casey before, but it was like skater band shows, and so people go to skate and then get to listen to the music.
Sure.
We shifted this around and closed part of the park, and we're like, yo, let's bring people in to see the music. You can skate as well if you want to, but the focus point is the music.
Yeah.
And it went super well.
And it's mostly focused heavily on like high school age and maybe younger even.
Yeah, 100%. So yeah, we will give any band a show. You need 4 songs. They don't have to be originals. They can be covers.
Yeah.
And everybody plays music, and everybody wants to be in a band.
Yeah.
But kids just don't think they don't think they can, because they don't have an album out. And that's like the backwards way of thinking about it. Like you play that first show, and you learn so much about yourself. Like it's a fear. It's hard as fuck, which to get up in front of people and play music. Music is super vulnerable. You're doing something that either you wrote or you're emulating something another band did in front of a crowd of people. It's fucking hard. And if you can get up and conquer that, and if we can make that process easier, we're raising better kids. We're putting better kids through that music system.
Yeah.
So that's what we set out to do. So like right now, like we book one like touring band or like band from out of town, not necessarily touring, but one good band that people come and see.
Yeah.
And then we'll do 3 or 4 like local bands.
Younger local bands. Yeah, I like that. And then plus you give like the added like sort of atmosphere of like people skating and biking behind you.
Yep.
Maybe takes a little bit of the pressure off.
Exactly. So that's the key. Like, and that's totally that happened without trying.
Yeah.
Like we didn't realize that would happen, but it's just so much easier for a band who's never played before to get up and play that show when the whole spotlight isn't on them. Like people are there to skate, they're there to ride, they're there to do their thing, and there's music, and people come for the music, but there's these other distractions.
Right.
It builds this situation that's really ripe for development of a young band.
100%.
And we totally fell into it too. Like it's just like these are my 2 passions. So like, oh, perfect. We have the space. Like let's do shows. That's great.
Yeah.
And they're super it's super loose. Like nothing fancy to take the pressure off. I use my kit, my bass amp, and then our PA. Thanks to Uncle Ike's that we have at Hollywood.
Yeah.
So like they come other than a guitar amp, they come plug in. So we make it as easy as possible for them.
Yeah, and that's perfect. Because the last thing that you want the kids to worry about is like how they're going to sound.
Yep.
So yeah.
Yeah.
I have like local, local Weisaker Randy running sound out there. I noticed that. I went to the one show
when we can afford him. Yes.
Really, he charges you?
No, we trade out for skate stuff. So if he doesn't need any skate stuff, then I don't even ask him. He needs a new setup. Which Randy, if you're listening, come pick up your shit.
Well, yeah. Either way, that's awesome. You're doing fucking awesome shit.
Yeah, we have like a 10-band like day festival called Ollie Woodstock coming up on June 29th.
Yeah, sweet.
Which, dude, we're super psyched. Hayes Noble's on tour. They're coming back. That I think will be their one local show they play. So we're hyped to host them on that.
Amazing, and I'm planning on being there. You should all be there too. You have your own close-up camera number 2, by the way.
Oh, shit.
I don't know if I even pointed that out.
No,
to you,
I don't. All I see is lights. It's all good, though.
I know.
I just keep looking at Dean.
It's a little... okay, so Hollywood stock, June 29th. Any other like in-store or in-park shows coming up?
So, yeah, I actually...
Events?
I don't know if I hit them up. I meant to, but we had Delusional Addicts a couple weeks ago. They were super fun. We had them, like, supporting Sleepyhead out of Davenport, and...
That's my girlfriend's son is in that band.
Yeah, they were awesome. I think I messaged them today. If I didn't, I'm about to.
They are awesome, and they're doing some new stuff. Apparently, they just got their band photos taken.
Yeah, that was the catalyst for me being like, man, I need to message them. Yeah, so I want to try to put together like a late August, early September show.
Cool.
With them headlining, and I have a couple other bands. There's actually a girl middle school band from Dubuque.
No shit.
Yeah,
what are they called?
Is in the works. I don't know. They want to call themselves the Betches, but we'll see how cool people are with that. So yeah,
I like it with an E.
Oh, dude, I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, the Betches.
Yeah, like bitches, but Betches.
Yeah, I like that. All right. Anything else? Any Dick Hubert shows? Anything else you want to plug? Anything you just want to talk about with me?
So we're playing that show on the 29th.
Dick Hubert is.
Yeah, we're playing that, which I didn't think we would.
I didn't see a lineup yet, so I saw that it was coming up, but I should have asked about that.
Yeah, I didn't think DJ would be down to do it, as he's busy like holding it down for the family. But I think we're doing that one. It's all ages, super family friendly. Like that'll be a fun one for sure. Yeah, looking forward to that big time. We do that Blocktoberfest festival every year. That's September 14th. That we don't do live music at that. I mean, there's a ton of street festivals with live music, so like our focus point is the Skate BMX contest with that one. But there's a ton of fun, ton of local businesses involved.
Amazing.
That'll be super fun. So that's coming up September 14th. Rumor has it, which it's not rumor, it's real, but there will be a mechanical bull there this year. So, yeah,
is this the first announcement? Is this?
I mean, yeah, it is the first announcement
on Ruix podcast.
Yeah.
All right, so the 6 of you know before anybody else. Awesome, dude. That's so cool. So we got to do a show together. Probably another one of these days soon.
I would. Yeah, that would be amazing.
I don't know.
So we
What
do
can we
that
do?
like that holiday show that you were gracious enough to join us.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that because that was a lot of fun.
So we do this holiday show around Christmas, a couple days before, and we always need like an MC, but we've never been able to find the right person, and so it always ends up like I dressed as Jesus one year and got in front of the microphone at the start and said a bunch of stuff I shouldn't have said dressed as Jesus. And so like we have no business doing it. So we needed someone to like read the night before Christmas and like, bring it in. And so your triumphant return to the Dubuque area timed perfectly with this year.
Oh, man.
And there was a drum off with Ben Boozy, which was just next level. Yeah, it was great memory.
Yeah.
Great memory.
And I mean, I love Christmas, so I love doing Christmas themed things. And it was a real honor to be asked. And it was a lot of fun.
We were honored that you said yes.
Oh man, thank you.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Keep me in mind for next.
Yeah, there will be one more.
There will be one more.
There will be one more.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Well,
yeah, it'll be the last one.
I don't have to do that necessarily, but I'll definitely
Wow.
I'll play a role. I will.
That would be incredible.
Okay.
You dress as Peter Criss and come out and play Shout It Out Loud or something.
Dude, I did Peter Criss last year with my old Crazy Nights costume.
Really?
It was, like I found it in storage. I was still in Denver at the time. I found it in storage, and it was so like it was like moth eaten and tattered. Some of the fake like studs were coming off of
the
it.
bedazzled portions of it.
I looked like homeless Peter Criss. It was bad. And then I couldn't find a wig, so I was just going to go I had a little shorter hair than this at the time, and I was just going to go okay, whatever. A guy dressed in Kiss makeup. But then I had a Halloween party at my house, and I had this girl come over, and she had this long Cher wig.
Oh, that's perfect.
I was like, perfect, give me it. And she's like, okay.
Did you cut it?
No. I put it
Oh,
on.
you
and
kept it
was
long.
so weird looking. I'm just because it had bangs, and Peter Criss obviously didn't have bangs, and it was really long. So, and I don't know. It was just very strange. I'll show you a picture of it when I can find it. But it was funny.
That's good. Yeah. That's good.
Yeah. So I looked even more homeless, but I had really beautiful bangs and locks.
Yeah, Peter.
But I still do have the costume, the original Crazy Nights costume.
So Peter Criss is I started learning to play piano. Peter Criss is the reason, and because he would play, he didn't play. He would sing Beth for his mom.
Right.
And so he'd bring out a blue rose every show they played, and it was for his mom, and that's what it was really about. And he would dedicate it to his mom. And my mom knew this. My mom was a big Kiss fan as well, and so we did my family did a holiday talent show or some shit. So I was like, all right, dude, I'm gonna learn that song on piano and sing it. That'll be my talent, and it'll be for my mom. And I fucking couldn't do any of it, dude. It's hard as shit.
Really?
At least for me. Yeah. So I think I played a fucking Journey song. I don't remember what it is, but yeah, Faithfully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Faithfully is a great song too, though.
Great piano song. Much easier. Much easier.
So I would just with Crazy Nights, I would just do the backing karaoke version.
Yeah, that's what Kiss does too.
Yeah. No, they don't even play it anymore.
No, dude, no.
So and I sang it basically directly to my sister-in-law Beth.
That's amazing.
Which is funny.
That is amazing.
She would always come up. She's like, I know this song. Yeah, it was funny. Okay, so any other events you want to talk about? Anything coming up? You just want to rap with me about?
Yeah, dude.
What's your favorite hair metal band?
It's hard for me to not sound like an advertisement. So yeah, I won't talk about business.
No.
Yeah.
This was fine.
We got camps. We got lessons. Yeah.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
But yeah, let's talk. No, that's it. That's it.
Camps and lessons.
My favorite
Hollywood.
My favorite hair metal band though.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude. I'm kind of like a poppy idiot. I have this big playlist that I sit down and play the drums to, put it on random. It's songs I kind of know.
Yeah.
And I was listening through it yesterday, and I was blown away with how much fucking Tico Torre, Bon Jovi drum shit is on there.
So
And I
good.
was like embarrassed. I like sat there and I shouldn't be saying this, but I was like, fuck, if anyone saw this playlist I play the drums to, they'd be like, oh, this fucking guy is such an idiot.
Dude, Jove
Yeah.
rules. Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, yeah, that's why we're friends, I guess. But
Yeah, there we go.
no, I love Bon Jovi too, man. And by the way, when I first, like started getting into like my own music, like that wasn't my parents. It was in the hair metal vein, and I hated Bon Jovi at first. I was like, oh, this guy, what a dick or whatever. I don't even know what I said, but he had the little Superman tattoo.
Oh, yeah.
Man, I just hated him. But man, I love Bon Jovi now.
Yeah.
Those like up to New Jersey, like those first four.
They're
Bon
good.
Jovi, 7800,
Yep.
Slippery When yeah, those are all fucking perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect
They're
arena
good.
rock records.
Yeah, when I learned who he was after that. And then it like his
What do you mean?
his like so it was albums after that, like when I was like finding my own music.
Oh,
and like
yeah.
I'd heard him through
Like
my
Keep the
parents.
Faith
Dude,
and-
I dismissed everything that my parents listened to,
Mm-hmm.
other than like my dad was really into AC/DC, Kiss, Motley Crue,
Mm-hmm.
and those like are probably they're honestly probably in my top 10 today, which is weird
Yeah.
to say. And a lot of it's nostalgia, but like those three stuck. And then everything else that he loved Thin Lizzy.
Yeah.
And I like was like, oh, that's fucking dad's music. And dude, Thin Lizzy's so good.
Oh, yeah.
And I like recently found it again. And
Yeah.
same thing, like Bon Jovi, I did that. And then when I heard them again, it was all like newer shit, like that like when he rebranded himself or whatever.
Yeah.
Like later 90s. And it was
Dude.
just not good. And so then it's only been not recently, but the past decade, like going back through and listening to those older albums that have been
Yeah,
good.
so good.
Yeah.
I do like, I will say, I do like Blaze of Glory.
Oh, yeah.
Young Guns, man. Like, that was his first
Yeah.
venture as
Great.
a solo artist. And I was like, oh, man, that song rules. It's so good.
Yeah.
I don't know how you feel about it, but
Yeah. I'm not a huge fan, but yeah.
no, you don't like Blaze? Oh, dude.
Film's great. The film is great. Yeah.
The film is great. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
That's
good.
the second one, I think.
Yep.
The first one was great too. The first one's I think maybe better, but the second Young Guns is great too. I don't know what we're talking about.
So wait, so like you, like
Yeah.
I know you as a drummer, like real quick since time is short.
Yeah. No, we don't have a,
Yeah. Okay.
a
Cool.
time limit.
So how'd you get into drumming? Like, what got you started?
My brother Rick.
Really?
Yeah, honestly, I wanted to play guitar. We had all these tapes of like Headbangers Ball.
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
Like taped from cable because we didn't have cable. So like somehow Rick got a couple of tapes from buddies or something. I don't know how we got them, but we had like 4 or 5 tapes of Headbangers Ball episodes, and I just watch these over and over and just like pretend to play guitar and like try and watch and like learn or whatever. But Rick got drums in the house, and so I snuck down and
Oh, that's awesome.
sort of taught myself, and he taught me a lot too once he saw that I was like actually interested. And but we sort of went our own ways, with
Yeah.
it. Like he taught me the basics, and I stuck with sort of a hard rock approach, and he's obviously one of the best jazz-ish drummers
Yeah.
I've ever seen. Like that's just how it happened. But yeah, I wanted to play guitar first.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I never really stuck with that. I played saxophone too in the
No
school
shit.
band, but
That's cool.
yeah,
When was the last time you touched a saxophone?
4th grade.
Really?
Yeah,
So you haven't
probably.
touched it since?
Well, I mean, I played in a band with Bob Bucko for a while, so like I
Oh,
would pick
okay,
up his
yeah.
and fuck with it once in a
That's
while.
cool.
Like after I thoroughly wiped off the reed.
Yeah.
But no offense, Bob. But but yeah, like there's been lots of instruments that I've been interested in, but drums just always like they're always the best to me. Like there's nothing like hammering on drums, just to, like get
Yeah.
rid of frustration or
Hell
just
yeah.
like get work out a beat that you have in your head. It's just it's
So
cool.
there's something that happens, I feel like seeing other bands, especially young bands.
Yeah.
It really, man, I just, all right. So there's the, like the Grand does like plays with kids. They just did School Rock with Jack Black. And it's happening
oh, cool.
this
Yeah, I
week.
heard about that.
Dude, so like the kids play the fucking songs and they're good as fuck.
Really?
And so it's a funny play. like halfway through the first act, my eyes are welling up when the kids start to play the music.
That's so cool.
And I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, why is this happening? Like what is going on?
Yeah.
And so then at the end of it, like, I'm like crying, like legit, like tears going down my face. And I'm not like emotional about it. It's just, I don't know what's going on. And I realized later, like, what you see in those kids and the joy they're having, like, that's why you love it. And it's just such a reflection of like why you love playing music.
Yeah.
And it
And how
takes
you got
back
into it in the first
exactly.
place. Oh,
and it's
man,
just like,
that's true.
as much as you love it today, it all gets built up and it comes out, man. It was just like that moment. It's so good, man.
Dude, I love
so good.
that.
Music is next level.
It is. And
Next
that's
level.
Yeah. And that's what this is about. And that's a good place to stop, I think. I don't know. Unless you have anything last minute to say.
Go grab an instrument and play it. Find your friends. Start a band.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to be good. You just chase the feeling. All right? Who cares what happens? Just have fun. Enjoy yourself. Whether it's drums, guitar, bass, vocals, a skateboard, a BMX bike, make art, have fun.
Shit, yeah, Jay. Thank you for that. That's thanks for doing it.
Man, I'm
super
honored to
fun.
be here. Honored.
Awesome. A couple of plugs from me. DubuqueArts.com, SmokestackDBQ.com. Keep your eye on both of those for upcoming events from both the Dubuque Area Arts Collective and Smokestack. First Fridays obviously happen every first Friday of the month. Luck of the Draw is coming up on Friday, July 5th. That's the next DAAC event. All ages open mic, July 7th, Sunday, July 7th. Blues Jam every Wednesday here at the bar. All kinds of shows coming up this summer. It's going to be pretty fun. Anything, whether you're into Latin or EDM, rock, what the fuck ever, there's lots coming up. Sun Green, our very own Dean Wellman's Neil Young tribute, is going to bring out all the old people in town, and they're going to be doing an awesome show here in July, I think. I don't know. Keep your eye on the website. And Glimmer Blinken. Me, my brother Ben, who is on the last episode, my brother Rick, Bob Bucko, a bunch of people that you probably know, and the Cut Hairs coming up in August. Maybe my band Realms, me and my friend from Denver. We're working on that in August or September. Just lots of good shit. Keep your eye on the website again, smokestackdbq.com. Jason, thank you again. Love you guys. Thanks. We'll see you next month. Bye.
Thanks, everyone. Was that the cut hairs or the cut hairs?
Cut.
Oh, did I?